Zachariah, you look good. Better than I. As if that was hard to accomplish.
I brought you back what you asked for.
Oh, you found the ostrich egg cream.
No, but I found your notes on Technomancy, and I found a full kit. For Andrew, the prosthesis.
Ah, yes! The prosthesis. Give it to me. No. It shouldn't take me long. Roughly a few hours, just enough time to go through my notes. It would go even faster if you gave me a hand. You really didn't remember to bring me any cream. That's too bad.
I would like to help you, but I think that it's beyond my expertise. I'd better leave you alone and come back later today.
Zachariah, you look good. Better than I. As if that was hard to accomplish.
Hey there.
What do you want, human?
I heard some mutants escaped from a prisoner camp. You hear anything about that?
Hasn't everyone?
Not in Ophir, where the news never went public, no. It was only a rumor there. What do you know?
I know if Ophir's men hear of it, it will cause trouble for us. For those among us who are still slaves there.
It could also give your brothers back there some hope again.
And to show them that we are able to rebel and escape? Yes, hope. So I will tell you, for my people, life in camp was hard, to say it lightly. Hard labor during the days, brutality during the nights. The prisoners would take out their frustration of being locked up out on them. The guards and prisoners alike battered them with their frustrations. Then, one day, one of ours struck a guard who was trying to stop him from going to the aid of a brother. After he fled, the guards then stated that if he did not come out, they would execute 10 random mutants. That was the moment the rebellion began. A prisoner from Aurora helped my brothers. With tools, they incited riot. Blood flowed. Many died. Some escaped. But at the start, few thought to flee. At the beginning, they wanted only better lives where they were. It became obvious, though, the repression that would come would be worse than ever. That the only chance for life was somewhere else. Scum, the mutant who struck the guard, led them to freedom. They escaped without even being chased. The story came directly from Scum. A great speaker. A great hero.
Thanks for the information. He's dead. It's over. You're free now.
Thank you. You can't imagine how much better we feel now. You hear that, girls? We're gonna be able to live finally.
do you think?
I didn't really get a good look, but I noticed they seemed a bit lost here.
Zachariah, I've got something I need to ask you. Zachariah, I've got something I need to ask you. Zachariah, I am glad to see you. What you did, what you risked for us, no one will ever forget. We lost many, and for that, we are mourning. But we can at least celebrate that because of you, the Order has not disappeared.
We're brothers and sisters. We stand together.
Yes, and others have joined us too, you know. The merchants spread the word to those who are still in hiding. But for those non-initiated and those who passed, we are all here. Did the Great Master manage to tell or give you anything before he passed, before his sacrifice?
He told me to watch over the Order, gave me a tablet. He'd managed to translate the text of the relic I'd brought back from an excavation in Aurora.
And what did it say?
It talks about an important research base, the largest the settlers ever built on Mars, one that was in contact with Earth. It had a beacon. Unfortunately, it didn't say where the base was, only the location of a smaller dome that housed some of the larger base's scientists.
Then we must find it. Oh, I can feel it, Zachariah. We are so close to contacting Earth again.
Maybe, but I have the feeling we're not the only ones who know about it, though. Thanks to Alan, the ASC might have gotten their hands on the tablet while the Great Master was being held.
Alan? How could he betray our Order? We have to beat the ASC to that dome. What can I do to help?
Dozens of Technomancers have spent years trying to re-establish contact with Earth. What can you tell me about that?
Well, first, that search has been stalled for years. At the beginning, of course, we collected anything relating to the settlers. Most of the relics, though, turned out to be just simple tools. The wars and our inability to travel out of our infrastructure had all but squashed the opportunity to explore. This is the first time that we have been freed of our yokes, free to explore again. What limits our work, though, is that few of us can read the settlers' secret writings. A gift, I believe, only the Great Master had. And with the most important knowledge having been written in that language, what we know, though, is that there is, in fact, an intact beacon somewhere. That there are still many undiscovered sites, and now today, with you, we have a hope again to find it. Greetings, Zachariah.
Everybody settled in?
We are, Zachariah, yes. There's something on your mind, isn't there?
That obvious? The Great Master asked me to look after everyone. Having the unconditional support of everyone would help me a lot. Don't know how to pull that together, though.
We're a family, Zachariah. You'll always have our support. You're looking to become a great master, though. That's different. There are some who obviously will question your abilities to hold that position. It's not personal. You did tremendous things for us, Zachariah. You did. But not everyone knows you well enough. You're young, inexperienced, and while your talent speaks for itself, I have a feeling some will want to put those talents to the test before supporting you. My suggestion would be this. Find the most influential masters. I'm sure they'll have questions. Satisfy their expectations, and I believe nothing can stand in your way.
And I'll go see them. Hi. Melvin told me to find you.
Ah, so you're the one who's hoping to be our great master. You're so young. Not that it diminishes the possibility, but to be worthy of such a role, one must have extensive knowledge of the settlers and Earth. Without that, how could you possibly lead us?
I agree. So why not test my knowledge?
Fair enough. An easy question. What is the name of the celestial body closest to Earth? And what percentage of the beautiful blue Earth is covered in water? The name of the mythical first man to enter space. What was it? Legend has it that he was an ancestor of the first Reachers, if you believe such tales. Interesting. I believe 3 correct answers is good enough for me. I will ask one last question. The name of the first machine the Earthlings sent flying over our planet. You're indeed well-versed in astronomy, a rare quality in one so young. Perhaps there lies within you a strong link to Earth. Either way, it is an excellent sign of your potential to lead. You have my support.
Hey there.
Ah, the man who hopes to rise from lieutenant to the ranks of great master. I'll be honest. I'd back you simply from what you've already done for us. To me, you've already proven your courage and leadership.
But
a great master also needs to take care of the logistics, like the equipment, keeping them working, upgrading them, and, all right, I'll cut to the chase. I actually just want a better staff. So, in short, if I give you my staff, you get it upgraded. After, you'll have my support. Deal?
let me see what I can do.
Really? You want to become great master, and this is the best you could do? Disappointing. Damn disappointing. I thought you respected me, but at the end of the day, you give me this. Sorry, I can't vouch for you.
Hey there,
Melvin already told me you want to become our great master. I have no problem with it, but you'll have to prove you know how to fight first. Show me what you've got. Hey, sorry I hurt you, honestly. But if you can't fight better than that, I can't support you. Go train a bit and come back when you're ready. We need a great master who can hold his own.
hey there,
Melvin already told me you want to become our great master. Hell of a fighter. Wasn't expecting that. How could I not give you my support after that? It'd be nice to have a great master who knows how to make some blood flow.
Hello, Zachariah. Word is that you aim to become our next great master. Please, take no offense, but it is my belief that you are far too inexperienced for such a monumental task. Enthusiasm you have, and strength. But look at the state of us. Our order is chaotic. Whoever leads us must have perfected our rites, that he might initiate our new technomancers properly in our ways.
Then test me. Let my knowledge speak for itself.
So let it be. We are, as technomancers, connected by a secret that we all learned the same way. Tell me, who were the protagonists of the message you saw? And what was the object the Great Master gave you during the ceremony? And what 2 oaths does the initiate recite to end the ceremony? I'm impressed. Perhaps I was wrong. You seem indeed ready to initiate our newcomers. You have my support. I'd be happy for you to become our Great Master.
Greetings, Zachariah. My congratulations, Great Master Zachariah. The decisions of the other Technomancers were sent to me. Though I wish we could offer you a proper ceremony, we are but a shell of our former selves. Know that all of us, no matter how few, renew our vows before you to preserve the secret and continue to seek the Earth at any cost. I will, if it's your desire, ensure the communication between our brothers, and if you have any mission for us, please do not hesitate to come see me.
Melvin, thank you. Just let me know if anyone gets wind of threats or any sort of information that'll allow us to move forward. Talk to you later.
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
Not much news in Ophir about Aurora defeating Abundance. You heard anything?
Word is that Green Hope's defeat brought an end to the fighting. Aurora apparently took control of the hydroponics center using militia alongside technomancers to support their army. And at first, Wisdom showed himself a worthy military strategist, using the militia in battle. Such people, properly motivated, can be surprisingly effective. You'd have to bear witness to the poorer classes of Aurora to fully grasp how badly they were mistreated, to fully grasp how much the mere promise of a place in the council would motivate them to fight, to fully grasp how it helped to deliver quite a blow to Abundance. And while Aurora adopted new strategies, Abundance remained predictable. They had almost no technomancers, since it's becoming harder to find them in Ophir with each passing day. An interesting development, yes? And one that wiped out their army.
Yeah, thanks for the info. Got your merchandise to your client, but while I was there, she told me something troubling.
What's that?
Victor apparently stopped the caravan, tortured and killed its merchants, but he didn't kill them before they told him where Noctis is. And from what she heard, your city's about to be overrun by ASC.
That doesn't quite... All the caravans sent to Ophir have already returned. Strange. Knew we couldn't hide forever. We could try, but... knew the ASC snakes would slither in at some point. Thank you for the heads up. I'll be sure to send a little something to my client in thanks, too.
Gotta say, you're taking it pretty well. Expected more yelling, or Aren't you at least curious if the ASC snake snuck in as the merchants they killed?
Of course. And the thought crossed my mind. But for now, it's just another fire I'm trying to cope with. I'll deal with it when the time comes. I need another favor, Mr. Mancer. Seems looters have taken to attacking our caravans in the canyon leading to Ophir lately. They would have likely come down to the city in order to fence their spoils. They haven't. This makes me doubt that the thieves are free agents. Perhaps they're working under someone else's interests. But I'd like to have more than a suspicion, and I'd like it to stop. Set up a counter-ambush, catch the looters red-handed, make them talk.
Got a more specific plan?
Been hatching one. You hide among the merchandise on board one of the caravans, belonging to a merchant I fully trust. When the attack hits...
Then I head back, get as rough as I need to until they tell us who's sending them, and who their mole and Noctis is.
Smart man.
I'll think about it. So I went out to see if there's any Vori in the city.
Can I put my mind at ease now?
They're out. Put your worries to rest. I really doubt Anton will send any more our way.
Fantastic. That is an enormous weight off my chest, Zachariah.
Zachariah, you look good. Better than I. As if that was hard to accomplish.
So, Scott, success?
Of course. These kits are rather easy to adapt to a prosthesis, and it's given me ideas. You see, we could produce prostheses with an electrical transmission system even for non-technomancers. We would just have to...
May I?
Here.
I'd prefer if all those people weren't around.
Let's go to a quiet place. Hey, watch out!
Oh, you bought it? Don't worry, I've already messed you up enough.
You got me.
You know, not using Technomancy requires even more control, mastery. I'd completely forgotten this feeling of relaxation, peace.
Welcome back to your people, Andrew.
Thank you very much to both of you. It's so strange. I feel like I'm a new man.
You're welcome, my boy. Have fun.
Hey, Zach, I know you're busy and all, thousands of things on your plate, but that man I told you about, the one who got me deported, I want to go see him.
I understand. That man seems to be a real scumbag. I'll help you find him.
Thank you, Zach.
Hey, Dandolo sent me.
You're the Mancer, right? He told me about you. I've already started talking about the routes I'll take in the future. If there's a spy, he'll hear about it soon enough.
Good. Then if you're ready, I'm gonna hide in your merchandise.
Get in my sand cell and hide among the cargo. You should be safe there. We're under attack! Get out, quick! Get out!
Talk. Who sent you? I can't. The ASC would kill me if... Should have known you worked for Victor. Who told you where to attack?
A merchant. The one who always gives us information. Dressed like that one over there.
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
I stopped the ambush and interrogated the looters. Right all along. Victor's behind it all, and he's got a man in Noctis feeding him information. Apparently one of your merchants, but they don't know his name.
A merchant? Bullshit. There's not a merchant alive here who'd betray Noctis. That being said, a man came recently, a trader who left his corporation because he said they were threatening him. He was short on details, and maybe long on lies. Bet ya he's our Mo. Trader, merchant, all the same to the people of Ophir. Not to me, though. Not to a merchant. Maybe you could pay him a visit.
We'll see what he has to say. The fact that ASC's already in Noctis scares me.
Zachariah, calm down. How can you be so sure?
I talked to Anton Rogue, and he told me Victor bought himself some mercenaries, planted them all over the city to create some cracks, so if he ever wants to attack, he'll have a head start. They're probably scattered throughout the city, in different groups. It's not just us in danger anymore. It's the whole damn city.
Ah, no, Zachariah. You worry too much. We'll find the spies. We will, in good time. Then all will be right again. Relax.
I don't feel safe.
Welcome! Welcome. Are we looking for something in particular today?
Do I know you? From Ophir?
Ophir. Yes, the threats of the secret police forced me to leave the city.
And somehow threatened you enough that you're now working for them?
I won't be taken alive, Mancer! Stop, please. He has my family and threatened to kill them if I didn't tell him where the caravans were. I promise. I didn't have a choice.
That's how Victor works. You have a weakness, he'll exploit it. Get out of the city, and don't come back. Dandolo's not one for betrayal, for any reason. You stay, and you won't live long.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
You were right. The traitor was dirty. I barely started asking before he unwound.
You're an intimidating force, Mr. Mancer. Then what?
I told him to get out of Noctis.
And now what? He runs to his master and divulges everything he knows about our defenses, our city. Your pity might well cost us more than just one man's life now. But who am I to judge you not killing a man? We've seen too much blood already in these times. Forgotten life is sacred. Maybe he won't survive the trip. It's a long trip to Ophir on foot. Beneath the sun, among the creatures, brutal. So we'll cross our fingers and hope it does him in. Thank you for your efforts, even if I wished they'd taken a different turn.
Captain, good to see you. I found refuge in a city that doesn't belong to Abundance, if you can believe it. But it seems that Victor managed to infiltrate it. I know I'm asking a lot from you, but if you have any information on this...
We're talking about an act of aggression toward a foreign power, and what I'm telling you is akin to treason, Zachariah. It's almost sure that Victor is preparing an attack upon our refuge city, but not with our own troops. From what I was told, he has hired mercenaries and even embedded some of his men. The craziest part of the story is that he's preparing a war without an army with the sole goal of capturing you. At this stage, that verges on psychosis. He's obsessed with you. Watch out. He's becoming more and more vicious, and he won't stop at anything to capture you and your Technomancer colleagues.
Thank you, Captain. I know the ASC's in Noctis, and I bet they got in pretending to be the crew of that caravan. They gotta be embedded in the population by now, hiding in plain sight. But if they're pretending to be merchants among real merchants, that's not gonna fly too long. If they were smarter, they would have come in as refugees. Better start asking around. I'm sure folks aren't buying it. Hi.
Hello there, Mr. Mancer. Good to see you.
How have you been coping with the ASC's rise to power?
It's not me I'm worried about. You have no idea the number of our people who've been arrested, tortured, killed. But all of Victor's brutality is starting to backfire. The people are getting fed up. They're joining us in droves. Problem is, it's not easy to organize everyone, especially when we don't know who the ASC spies are and aren't. But we still need to get the truth out to the people. It's the reason our publications are so important. It's just one voice of reason, standing up against the relentless lies and propaganda the regime's spreading. It's... I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir. So, what did you learn?
I was able to get some answers for you.
Great. I knew you would. Go on, what did you find?
Keep names out of this. Be clear.
Of course. Our sources are always protected. Go on.
According to my source, the Army's reducing its troops by 50%, and the official reasons are the rising rates of desertion, the number of Technomancer arrests, and the shrinking size of the standing force during peacetime. But she says this doesn't explain everything, as many good officers and soldiers are being let go without reason, and replaced by members of the ASC. In fact, the fear is if the ASC attempted a coup today, the Army couldn't stand in the way because there are too many ASC entrenched in its ranks.
That's terrifying. And it's news that'll hit the hearts of people in this city. All the people with soldiers and their families, soldiers who fought hard, now being fired only to make room for spies. What else did you find out?
I talked to an expert on corporation politics who had first-hand knowledge about Aurora and us.
And how'd he say Abundance lost?
Aurora's troops were led by a general named Wisdom, who used Technomancers, and apparently they've got a lot more than we do, especially recently.
So Abundance arrests and detains you and your brothers, our greatest weapons, and fall because of it. Guess that's karma.
But what's more, they rallied the common people, recruited local and national militias who were feverishly motivated by the promise of gaining a voice on Aurora's council. Aurora became the first corporation to empower its people to fight. So while Aurora brought everyone together for the war, strengthening their numbers, Abundance fought weakened, bleeding their ranks, arresting its own Technomancers. Our army, well-trained and well-equipped as it is, didn't stand a chance. We lacked the Technomancers to lead the charge and the motivation of Aurora's militias to persevere.
That's incredible. By giving power to the people, Aurora all but assured its victory. The power of unification is real. And the self-sabotaging nature of our government ruled by paranoia and fear cost us the war.
I also talked to a mutant who heard about the camp breakout and the mutant who led it.
Fantastic. And?
The mutants in that camp were living in hell, day in and day out. They'd finally just had enough. So one day, a guard was beating on a mutant too tired to work. As much as the others pleaded, the guard wouldn't stop. So another mutant stepped in and hit him back. The guards threatened to kill 10 mutants in retaliation. And that lit the fuse. With the help of a prisoner from Aurora, the mutants got their hands on some tools, and the riot started. They weren't trying to escape. They just wanted the abuse to stop. But the way the guards reacted made the mutants fear that it would only get worse. So they got out, led by a mutant named Scum. It's now a bit of a legend among them.
And where'd they go?
I can't tell you that.
Fair enough. You need to protect your sources, right? Another story that people need to hear. It's what happens when you mistreat beasts long enough. Eventually, they'll turn on you. Thanks for all the information. Once I write the articles and get them out there for people to read, I think the people are going to have a wake-up call about how different the truth is from the propaganda their government's feeding them.
Hope it makes a difference.
You and me both. But real change has to start with the truth. Hold on. I've got one more thing to ask of you, if I could. One more thing to really make sure we can ignite some change.
And what's that?
We put our news on the city walls. The man who's been doing it for us lives in the exchange. Getting there, though, has honestly gotten too dangerous for us.
So you want me to be your delivery man?
A deliverer of truth to those who have been starved of it, yes. If you would do that for us.
Yeah, I can do it for you. I'll see you later.
Traitor! Get him!
Zachariah! Why should we be going into that warehouse? If memory serves, this area isn't quite the most. It is a place for more shady characters than us, I should say. People who might not take too kindly to us trespassing, Alicia.
They should be more worried about us, Scott. They owe me answers, and I'm going to get them one way or another.
Very well. Excellent. Okay, then. Off we go.
Who are you? And what the fuck are you doing here? This is private property, and you have no business here.
We don't give a damn about your warehouse. What we want are answers, and like it or not, you're gonna talk.
Come on, let's get him! That's it! I'll tell you what you want to know.
Very well. You're the one who used to turn in people who were an obstacle to the ASC, right? The one who was sending innocents to rehabilitation camps?
No, look, it's way more complicated than that. Yeah, sure, I was in charge of making up evidence back when proof was needed to frame someone. But with the ASC out there headhunting, now all you gotta do is send an anonymous letter to get someone deported. Most of the time, it wasn't I who was in charge of deciding who had to leave. We would get together and present those who might threaten us. It wasn't a single man's decision. Anton wasn't our chief yet.
Not most of the time, but it happened. You sent a bunch of street kids straight to a camp, and I don't see what threat they represented, so? Why? Personal vengeance? What the hell did they do to you?
Nothing, but a girl from that gang came to see me. She told me that another kid had overheard us, and she wanted to turn us in. It was believable. And since that snot-nosed kid could have talked about it with his gang, I turned in the whole group.
You're lying. It doesn't make sense. None of us would have turned in someone in the group.
I know what I'm talking about. Why would I lie to you? The kid, I think her name was Gloria.
You lied. Gloria would have never done anything like that, you son of a... You're gonna die, scumbag.
Nisha, I understand your anger, but killing him won't give you back your years spent in a camp. Come on, leave him alone. Let's go.
That guy's a monster, Zach. He used the most sinister characters of our corporations and manipulated them to get rid of poor innocent people. But you're right. This won't give me back what he took from me, nor what he took from others. I'll follow you.
What I would suggest, and it is just a suggestion, but what I would suggest is a trip home for some comforting food. A warm meal, pancakes, tea, or perhaps a trip to the bar for a beverage.
Scott, it's all right. I'm fine.
You need to be mindful of what you're doing. You need to be mindful of what you're doing.
Traitor, get him! Get him!
Hello? I brought back some articles to hang around your city.
Keep your voice down. Quiet. Tell our mutual friend that soon it will be hanging on every other wall in the city.
How you gonna make that happen?
I'll make stencils of the text and then go around the city with volunteers and hit every wall we find. Soon, everyone in Ophir will know the truth.
Zach, I need to talk to you without the others around. Something personal.
No problem. Could you leave us alone a minute? Thank you.
It's regarding what you found in Ophir, you know? In Scott's lab, my father's mail. I've thought about it, and I figured that we should try to find the kid. Scott's son.
Don't you think Scott tried everything to find his son? Besides, he risks reliving something he may not want to experience again.
That boy is connected to my father's disappearance, right? That's what that woman said. And look, the mutants have an almost normal life here. Scott didn't know that the city existed before. We could set up something new. What do you think? If we find out what happened to his son, we could not just bring him back here, but also find out what my dad went to do for Scott. I'm almost convinced that he was trying to bring him back his son.
All right, I'll look into it. Someone must know where to find the information regarding the new mutants.
Thank you! But I don't think Scott should know about all this for now. If something happened to his kid... Anyway, you know?
Who is it you were seeking information about?
This kid who became a mutant a long time ago.
I know much about what first-generation mutants go through, if you would like to talk. Zachariah, your help would be indispensable once more.
I'm listening.
First, I want to thank you for helping me, my mother, and all the mutants.
I don't really feel like I helped your mother, but if you say so.
Sometimes you have to look beyond appearances. I miss her a lot, but at least she did not suffer, thanks to you. But let's get back to what I wanted to talk about with you. I managed to get in touch with a man who can provide us with military equipment. And we are going to need it because we have to be able to defend ourselves. But that man will never do business with the mutant. That is why I need you to negotiate in my place. If you wanted to look like a merchant from Noctis and go to the meeting point with me, I'm sure that he would agree to sell you the surplus we need so much.
Can't help him right now. I gotta finish the stuff I've already started for others. Scott had a son who became a mutant. I'm trying to find him. Would you know by any chance where they could have taken him?
A first-generation mutant. He must have suffered a lot, Zachariah. He would have been brutally taken away from his parents and deported very far, in another city or an outside complex. It is the protocol, probably to prevent the young mutant from running away with his family. Completely cut off from his relatives in a foreign environment, they will condition him to obey like an animal.
I'm sorry, Phobos. That's what happened to you, too.
Yes, most of the time, new mutants end their lives where they were conditioned. But in some cases, they get transferred when they are adults. It depends on their workforce needs. It was during one of those transfers that I managed to run away. If your young mutant reached the adult age, it will be very hard to find him. He could be in another center on the run.
From what I understand, his son may be my age.
It will not be easy, but there is a way to find out at least where he was sent. There are archives in Ophir on all the citizens. You can find who was sent away as well as the location. I do not know if they keep track of the past transfers during the first deportation, but at least that is where you should start looking.
Repent!
We won't have access to the Blue Paradise so long as we are not all absolved of our sins. You came here to wash your soul?
I had something else in mind. I came here to ask for some information regarding your parishioners. Did you notice any strange behavior among some of them?
My parishioner's life is none of your business. You're not one of them, and yet you take the liberty of judging them based on your corrupt beliefs. You are not a believer. You are just one of those pragmatic cynicals, a bad seed.
Listen, preacher, we might have significant differences, but I'm sure that you only want the best of your flock. And I heard that a man from Abundance has tampered with some of them in order to conquer this city. I guess that he spoke badly about me because he knows that I'm against this invasion. I've seen too many people suffer from the war. And in addition to that, Abundance does not tolerate public temples, which would put an end to your lectures.
An invasion? Really? By the shadows! That old son's henchman hadn't told me that. And my temple? You're saying that they're forbidden there? How awful! I must stop that evil being! Send him back to roast under the nefarious beams of his master! I'm surprised his servants weren't mutants, but maybe they were in disguise. More pressing, however, is it that these servants have convinced some of my followers and now have come here to tempt me. Do not worry. The shadow has opened my eyes to save my soul. But has it done so for my followers? The mutation is preparing to make its way towards them. A pity.
Can never be too careful with religious types, so I'll have to keep an eye on these folks. They can spread ideas like wildfire.
Welcome, welcome. What's your pleasure? What are you looking for?
Hey, did you by any chance see a caravan come back from Ophir lately? Would have had some members who might have looked different than they did when they left.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And they're no regular merchants, that's for sure. They've been trying to blend in, imitate our accents, pose, and all that. But not that well. They try damn hard, though. What happened to the real merchants? No, forget it. I don't even want to know. It scares the hell out of me. Rather not know.
Fair enough. Thanks.
The most exotic goods on the planet. All here, in one stall.
Goodbye, then.
It's a shame. The most exotic goods on the planet.
I'm looking for information about a caravan that recently came back from Ophir.
Ah, yes. Yes. The merchants who aren't, you mean? Yes, I knew the caravan's chief. And, yeah, The one who came back kinda looks like him, but sure as hell doesn't act like him. This might sound crazy, but seems to me all those merchants were replaced with... I don't know, but they're not from here. And instead of selling their goods, they're busy asking around about the guards and stock and that sort of thing.
Can you point him out to me?
I could, but I won't. I don't want any involvement. I don't want to be replaced. I'll just tell ya, they've been regular clients since they came back.
Fair enough. I'll just keep an eye on your clients for a while. Thank you. So we know the spies are embedded in certain groups, but to find out who the spies are among them, we're gonna need to keep a constant eye on all of them. Can't do it on my own, though. Gonna need all my brothers and sisters to take turns, so we can stay discreet.
Greetings, Zachariah.
I'm gonna need everyone's help. ASC's infiltrated Noctis, and as you already know, that's not a good thing.
We just got away from them. Why can't they just leave us alone? What? What do you want us to do about it? Most of us are terrified of them. They're immune to our powers.
I understand your frustration and your fear. I wasn't there, and don't even want to imagine what they put you through. But we don't back down from fear. We're military. We fight. And I will be damned if we will back down from a few fucking ASC spies with lightning rods.
I hope you can see our secret's at risk. But I agree, the best defense is a strong first attack. If we hide and wait for them, we put our secret even more at risk. So what do you propose we do?
From what I can tell, the spies have weaseled their way into 3 groups, but we can't move until we know which members are from the ASC. Moles disguise themselves as mercenaries, religious zealots, and even merchants.
Then I'll dispatch some eyes to keep tabs on those groups.
Thank you.
Even if your friends are watching over those groups, we need to stay alert. The town has become a time bomb. I'm afraid our situation here is becoming precarious.
I know. It's not like Dandolo wasn't warned.
It's peculiar. He's likely planning something. Indifference isn't in his nature.
Traitor, get him!
Here's his file. Nathan Seeker, April 115. Advanced symptoms of mutation were found in the child that his parents were hiding. The mutant was immediately transferred to the mine of Eos Chasma. Parents were sterilized during the procedure.
Eos Chasma, that's southeast of Ophir.
There's an addendum. June 119, the mutant formerly known as Nathan Seeker was transferred upon request AA-1532. The details of it are classified top secret. AA is the code that the Army usually uses. He was then moved as part of a military operation.
My father disappeared January 119, before the kid was transferred. So weird. What do you think's behind this story of a top-secret file? The hell does the Army have to do with all this? There's gotta be more.
I don't know. We'll no longer learn anything else here. We should leave before we get spotted.
Zachariah, would you have time now to negotiate with that intendant from Aurora I spoke with you about?
Yeah, sure. Let me just find a disguise, then we can go to your meeting.
most exotic goods on the planet. All here, in one stall.
Set up the exchange with that Aurora quartermaster if he was a complete stranger.
Some mutants aspire for freedom everywhere, Aurora included. When I learned that the quartermaster was looking to dispose of stocks of merchandise, I sent messengers.
Messengers? Mutant messengers? And he still took the messages seriously?
No, I paid humans, noble-looking ones, too. Plus, we have a few sympathizers over there, some of which are merchants who are always more than helpful, for a price.
I thought you didn't want Dandolo in the loop.
Indeed, I had to pay them. A lot.
Quite a pickle. Exchanging weapons with Aurora when half the people in this rover are from Abundance. Goodness, what if... No, we wouldn't get caught.
I hope you can all stay discreet. I'm looking at you, Amelia. Because then our meeting would end rather... I know that Aurora tolerates alliance. Rumor has it that they even considered allying. But Abundance, they'd rather go to war. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said it. If there's any corporation you want to be heard talking about, just talk about Alliance. Avoid the others. Don't want to start anything.
Hey, Zach. Count on me if you need some help during the transaction. I've got real-life experience, after all.
Phobos, if Dandolo finds out you're plotting behind his back...
He's my ally, Nisha, not my mother. Which means I don't have to tell him what I'm doing at every hour. I think that our negotiator's already there. He must be waiting for us below the shadow path.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see you dressed in all merchant duds while doing some form of improvised acting. It's gonna be terrible. All aspects terrible. 0 out of 10, terrible. Why didn't you ask a real merchant, Phobos?
You know what merchants are like. They will likely get upset when they realize I'm outsourcing equipment from another source. They revel in their monopoly. They can set whatever prices they want.
Well, ain't that the definition of merchant friendship, eh? Do they really help, even though they rip you off?
Loyal customers produce loyal sellers. It's mutually beneficial. They're merchants, after all.
Hi, I'm Zachariah. Are you Sincerity?
Yes. Your message mentioned that you're a merchant and that you may be interested in some merchandise. I have some overstock that I'm willing to sell, but I want to be sure that this merchandise won't end up in enemy hands. Please understand that the safety of our corporation depends on it, and that I don't want any of my superiors to learn about this type of transaction.
I hear where you're coming from. Don't worry, though. The stocks won't be resold together. I'll spread them out here and there so no one will be able to track the sales back to you. And obviously, with stocks disseminated, your enemies will have a harder time mounting a strong enough offense to harm you.
Unfortunately, dissemination means an increase of the odds having a hitman show up at our place with a weapon he wasn't meant to have. So it may not be easy to track back to me, but it could still end with my merchandise being used in a less than patriotic way. So, sorry, sir, but the risks outweigh the returns. Someday I will kill that madman.
Who is this mutant? Why did he kill the merchant?
Kane. He refused any type of relationship with humans, and I guess that is his way of showing me that he disagrees with my trying to do business with them. But he failed the negotiation I had been working on for months without even realizing that we need these weapons. Anyway, I guess I need to find another way to stock up.
Fucking hell! He fucked it all up! Don't you guys fucking talk to each other?
Because we share a similar exterior does not mean we share the same goals, Amelia, or the same thoughts on the best methods to obtain them.
So sorry, Phobos.
Don't be. Had I known that Kane would intervene, I would have never arranged our meeting there.
Kane, what a guy. Looks like he wouldn't hurt a fly. Instead, he'd kill hundreds.
He hates humans, hates their guts, and he won't stop until he dies. And unfortunately, he has a lot of followers.
What did... I don't understand. We had to buy something, right? So then why did that big mutant kill our trading partner? Did the mutant work for Abundance too?
No, Scott. The mutant doesn't work for Abundance. He killed the man from his own hate, and it left us unable to finish the exchange.
I see. How sudden. What a twist.
Such a waste. All that time spent for that exchange to turn into nothing. If I find out who told Kane about the meeting, I'd show him what makes me different from scum.
Take it easy, big guy. With all these intercorporation wars, finding weapons won't be too difficult. I could ask around for you.
Why, thank you, Andrew.
We were lucky Kane didn't attack you too, Phobos. He obviously doesn't like you. You're his natural competition for chief.
I say bring him on. That brute doesn't scare me.
How this dome will match up to the one in Ophir.
The one in Ophir? That was your Technomancer hideout, right? I was always curious, but I wasn't allowed near it. Due to confidential shit.
Yes, it used to be some sort of museum. It's a fascinating place.
Looks more like a pile of rocks to me. Let's hope this other one is in better shape. Otherwise, that doohickey thingamajig you're looking for will be really hard to find.
If the dome is really off the grid, then it could still be in good condition. But we should be ready for anything. The scavengers could have beat us to the punch and scrapped and sold it. How big is it? Should we be able to spot it from afar?
I wouldn't bet on it. If I understood correctly, there'll be some small housing domes. But what we're interested in is the archives of these ancient inhabitants.
Heritage. What a funny little... The offspring of those who built the dome probably reside in our cities. Or perhaps even one of us is a great... And yet here we are, chasing after old ruins so we can rummage for answers on our ancestors. How remarkably absurd, isn't it?
We have the turmoil to thank for that.
I find humans' curiosity towards the domes curious. Why do you pursue them and other artifacts with such zealotry?
I don't want to be mean, Phobos, but as a mutant, you've become something else. Isn't it hard to keep revering something that brings back memories of those who used and exploited you?
Yes, but no matter what happens, Earth is a forbidden fruit, and for that, we choose to forge ahead and not dawdle in the past.
I can't wait to see it. I've never seen an intact colonial dome. There are only a few ruins in the canyon leading to Noctis, and they are in such a terrible state. Most are so badly destroyed that you'd need a pretty strong imagination to call them domes.
I really hope we find something there. With Great Master Ian dead and our archives lost, it's pretty much our only hope of getting back in touch with Earth.
Oh my. A dome. Lost to the generations. Found by us. Fantastic. And what is it you hope to find?
A way to contact Earth. I promised the Great Master I'd find a way. I plan on keeping that promise.
Ah, yes. Well, for a man like yourself, a promise is nearly a guarantee. What a great quest. And I would love to lend my aid. However, this dome is far too small to hold such an important object as a beacon.
So you hope to find traces in there? Clues on the next step to communicate with Earth? Incredible. It's definitely a long shot, but one worth taking.
If we find evidence of the scientific base that the Great Master's tablet mentioned, I think we can make contact with Earth. And if not me, another Technomancer someday will.
Even so, it's a dream. Equal parts fascinating and disturbing. Do you really think they still want us? Especially since, after all this time, they've never once made contact?
I wouldn't know, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Funny. Not a joke, haha funny, more like our forefathers thought it necessary to store insulation parts. Peculiar, but maybe the climate has changed since the turmoil. Funny. Not a joke, haha funny, more like our forefathers thought it necessary to store insulation parts. Peculiar, but maybe the climate has changed since the turmoil. Funny. Not a joke, haha funny, more like our forefathers thought it necessary to store insulation parts. But maybe the climate has changed since the turmoil. Funny. Not a joke, haha funny, more like our forefathers thought it necessary to store insulation parts. But maybe the climate has changed since the turmoil.
Real glad you're here. Would have had a hell of a time opening that gate alone.
Happy to help. Once we open it, though, I am going back to the rover. This dome's exciting, but you have enough company as it is.
In the flesh. Guess some rumors are true after all. Time to take out the trash. Kill them all.
Technomancer like yourself, isn't he?
He's not like me. He's a Technomancer's son, and he was never initiated.
Yes. No, of course. Not like you in so many ways. An unpleasant man. Still like you in other ways.
All right, Scott. Whatever. I just don't want to spend another moment thinking about him. It's obviously ancient, but the text's undecipherable. This'll make for one hell of a translation job. Great Master Ian's the only one who could have read it. Maybe Dandolo's heard of another Technomancer who could, though. can't believe Alan was here.
Talk about climbing the corporate ladder, right? That fucker's now the alpha technomancer of abundance.
How can he vouch for Victor, the man who caused the death of our great master? I knew Alan was ambitious, but to that extent?
That boy's always been an envious little deviant. I'm sure he was eager to... Do you remember how he pranked you back in school, like when...
Scott, I'd rather keep my embarrassing childhood stories to myself.
Oh, but it was him. Not... Don't feel ashamed.
There will always be men who will sell out for phony rewards. Give him a medal, a pompous title, and he'll ask you where and when to turn in his mother. This infection of uncurbed greed happens even among mutants. Just look around. You've seen the pen. Some of the Guardians are mutants themselves. And they can be the harshest of them all, disciplining for the sake of breaking in their batons.
You taught your rival a lesson. Now we should know better than to run after you.
If I know Alan, it'll only get worse.
At least we found some information, even if we can't read it. How's your ancient hieroglyphics, Zach?
No, I can't. Nobody I know can, except Great Master Ian. It's a coded language that's nearly impossible to learn.
Dandola will find you a translator. Let's hope it's worth it, and not something boring like a soup recipe.
We should be relieved we saved the tablet. I can't imagine what the traitor would have done if he got his hands on it.
Even if he couldn't read it himself.
Hi, Nisha.
Hi, Zach. Everything all right?
What do you think of Scott?
I think that he hides his suffering. Take care of...
Hey.
Hey, back.
I'm really happy you're here. With us. With me.
I'm happy too. Without you, I'd just be a poor broken man, lonely and jaded, wasting his life.
It's crazy that's how you see yourself. I'd have never imagined. Remember that time we had to spar against Alan and one of his tough guy asshole sidekicks?
Weren't so tough after we finished with them, were they? You talk about how good I was like you weren't gifted too. Alan never did forgive us for that. Thought that anger was gonna kill him for a while there.
Instead, it just seemed to keep him going. And he got his revenge. You remember that? Scott even had to come take care of me.
I remember Scott seeing you, but I thought it was because you'd gotten sick.
Sick from the beating I got, maybe, after Alan and his fellow pricks cornered me in one of the halls. Broke two of my ribs.
If I'd have known that, Alan might not be walking around today. Wish I could have protected you. Won't make that same mistake again. I want to be like your shadow.
I'd be happy to be in your shadow.
Hi, Zach. How are you?
Hello, Amelia. I'm fine, thanks. Amelia, I know we didn't exactly leave Ophir on the right foot, but, I want you to know I'm glad you're here. So, I hope you've forgiven me.
Maybe if you weren't so damn... you. I might not have. But you know I have. And it's been a hell of an adventure, no?
You're quite the traveler, aren't you? I admire your bravery to go anywhere.
Ah, shucks. But I'm not being brave. This is just what I was born to do. Most people don't get it. I mean, I get there's a lot of scary shit out there, but what's the other option? Miss out on the amazing stuff too? Like Noctis, right? A place most people will die believing is a myth. And I'm hoping Noctis is just the start of what we'll discover. Once you find that settler city you're looking for, I can't even imagine the shit we'll dig up. An untouched city? I'm already dreaming about it. Even if I was pissed about you ripping me away from abundance before, I'm glad you did now. I feel really fucking free.
What do you think of Scott? You know him well.
Know him well? That's an exaggeration. He doesn't actually say much about himself. Most of the time, he's on his own planet. Before he gets back down to Mars, well, we lose radio communication. He's nice. He regularly checks in to see how I am. He used to bring me gifts when I was young, but he can't help commenting on the chances I take and all. It pisses me off. I like him, but he's not my father, I mean.
Hello, Phobos.
Hello, Zachariah. What can I do for you?
What do you think of Scott?
He's a great son.
Is that
something?
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
I'm looking for my friend Scott. He just disappeared. Any idea where he could have gone?
Can't say that I have. He's not at the caravansary, though. If you want, I can check with my informants. Might have joined the caravan that just left, though. Your pal looked like he was missing Ophir, honestly. Then again, maybe he was kidnapped. Never can tell.
Just let me know if you hear anything. I need to find him. Thanks for the help.
My pleasure, as always.
They found some ancient documents. Looks like they date back to the settlers, but they're written in a language I can't read.
And I thought you technomancers were so well versed in our old dialects.
Maybe in Aurora. In Abundance, we're soldiers first and last. We learned some colonial knowledge during training, but the languages are barely taught. The Great Master was the only one who had that kind of knowledge.
So, now you need a technomancer from Aurora to translate.
I might know of someone. A renegade of sorts who left Shadowlayer to become a hermit. Word was, though, your former comrades captured him. If he managed to hide what he was, he's probably a captive in one of their forced labor camps.
Then getting to him won't be easy.
Exactly. But if you want your document translated, you might just have to find a way.
I'm looking for my friend Scott.
Might have joined.
Just let me know if you...
My pleasure.
Hey, Brad.
Zachariah, how's the hunting?
Already expecting the worst, but, why is it called the shield toad?
Those who have had the rare opportunity to see this beautiful creature say its skin is nearly armor-like. In fact, nothing seems to be able to pierce it. No arrows, not even conventional weapons. The hunters take their best shot, but always run away terrified. Delicate little things humans are, but there has to be an explanation for this extraordinary mutation, and I must find it.
I think I know the camp Dandolo mentioned to you. It sounds like their main camp, so I wouldn't be surprised if the man you're looking for is there. And I want to go with you. Have a few things to settle there. This is important to me, Zachariah. What they do to the prisoners there is inhuman. I just want to help as many as I can.
You're not telling me something, are you?
I was a prisoner there once. I can't tell you what they did to me. I'm just asking you. Take me with you.
I get why you'd want to free him, but it also makes me nervous about letting you tag along. If we get there and you let your emotions run away with you, it's my life you're risking too.
You know me better than that. You've seen me keep my cool in the worst situations. Think about it all you want, but I'm the one who knows that camp by heart, remember? It's gonna be more dangerous for you to go in without me.